Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the oscillation chapter. In this one, I have written all the formulas here, and what about the previous problems I will discuss. The previous problems how we can solve based on these all formulas we can discuss. Now first of all, I am discussing about the oscillations first 2014 problem. APMT 2014. It is the 2014 question, isn't it? He given it is oscillation of a body on a smooth horizontal surface is represented by the equation x is equal to a cos omega t. He given oscillation equation x is equal to a cos omega t, and which graph it is correct. He given four options. How we can select in this one? That all four options are on the y-axis they taken it is acceleration and x-axis is the time. So in these four options which one it is correct? But he given x is equal to a cos omega t. X is nothing but a displacement of the equation, and here they given it is acceleration. From displacement to acceleration we have to derive the equation. Okay, if you coming to here oscillation first equation y is equal to a sin omega t or x is equal to a cos omega t. From this one we can derive the equation a is equal to minus omega square y, and a maximum is equal to omega square a. From this one too we have to write the equation, but we have two equation, displacement equation. One it is y is equal to a sin omega t, one more it is x is equal to a cos omega t. How we can take these two equations? First I will explain. Okay, take a one circle, one particle it is moving on a circular path. The particle position it is at point P. The particle position it is moving on a circular path. Mass of the particle it is m. Now this is center of the circle O. Now the position vector I am taking, OP is the position vector. OP is the position vector. It is making an angle with x-axis is the theta. It is making an angle with x-axis is theta. And just draw the projection. Take one projection on the y-axis and on the x-axis. This point I am taking as a m, and this one it is l. Just draw the projection on the y-axis, and one more it is the x-axis. This is theta, means what about this one angle also it is theta. Now OP is equal to, I am writing OP is equal to radius from here to here, that is radius. That radius I am writing as a amplitude of the particle. What is the amplitude? Amplitude means maximum displacement of the particle is called amplitude. So here maximum displacement from OP is we are writing as a amplitude A. Just I am writing A. Then when particle is moving on the circular path, it can have the angular velocity. So but we have it is only point P we know it, theta we know it. How we can derive the angular velocity? Means at an instant, initially at t is equal to 0, the particle is here. At t is equal to t, the particle position is p. Initially the particle is here. It travelled from here to here in a time interval t. That I am writing as a, what is angular velocity equation? Omega is equal to angular displacement by radius of the circle. Angular velocity is equal to angular displacement by time. So theta is equal to, you can write omega into t. So angular velocity theta is equal to, you can write as a omega into t. Now we have to write the equation. Sin theta is equal to, for your understanding, sin theta is equal to omega t. Sin theta is equal to what you can write? Opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side it is the Pn. That is the Pn, and hypotenuse is the OP. Now this OM, while it is moving on the circular path, it is cover some displacement on the y-axis diametrically. So this OM is equal to, I am writing as a y. OM, this is nothing but a y. So just it is Pn is equal to Pn, this OM and Pn both are parallel to each other. OM and Pn is equal to, both are parallel. So this one OM is equal to Pn, that we can write as a y. OP is equal to A. Initially I told you OP is the position vector, that is maximum displacement. Y is equal to, you can write as A sin omega t. Y is equal to A sin omega t, we got it. Next one, X is equal to A cos omega t. One equation we got. X is equal to means we have to write as a cos omega t is equal to, cos omega t means adjacent side by hypotenuse. Adjacent side it is what it is? ON. Adjacent side it is ON and hypotenuse is the OP. Here ON is equal to displacement along the x direction, it is x. X divided by OP is nothing but a, we know OP is equal to A. So x is equal to, you can write A cos omega t. Y is equal to A sin omega t, or otherwise we can write as a x is equal to A cos omega t. In this problem he given x is equal to A cos omega t, not y is equal to A sin omega t. Now from this one we have to derive the equation for the acceleration. Now what is the velocity? We got it is one equation, x is equal to A cos omega t. Now y is equal to, x is equal to, if you taken velocity is equal to rate of change of displacement. We know everyone. Velocity is equal to rate of change of displacement. So we have to differentiate this equation. That is equal to A. Cos differentiation is minus sine. So I am writing it is minus sine omega t, and omega t differentiation is omega, A omega minus A omega sin omega t. Velocity is equal to minus A omega sin omega t. Again acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity. Acceleration is equal to rate of change of velocity, that is equal to A is equal to dv by dt. Again we have to differentiate this equation, and sin differentiation is cos omega t, and omega t is differentiation is omega. We can get minus A omega square cos omega t. It is acceleration equation. Acceleration is equal to minus A omega square cos omega t, we got it. In this situation what we can write means, say here A cos omega t means x, A cos omega t. Just if I substitute here, A is equal to minus A cos, first I am writing omega, and A cos omega t is equal to x. We have two equations. Okay, first equation, this is equation number 1, and this is velocity equation, it is 2, and acceleration equation it is 3. What is the, here x A cos omega t is there, here minus A omega square cos omega t is there. This equation I am writing as A is equal to A omega square cos 180 plus omega t. Can I write like this? Cos 180 plus omega t is equal to how much? Cos 180 plus omega t. Cos 180 plus theta. Cos 180 plus theta is nothing but a minus resultant. That only. Minus or plus? Minus. It will come as a minus. So this is nothing but a same will be come again. So from here to here, what is the phase difference is there? Here x is equal to A cos omega t. Here x is equal to A omega square cos pi omega t is there. What is the phase difference between these two? 180 degrees. Now they given graph. First one, displacement, if you taken displacement and time, the graph will becomes like this. Displacement and x is equal to A cos omega t. It will come like this. Acceleration. See here, from here to here, this is 90 it is started, and it is comes to 0, and here it is again 180. 90, 0, 180. Now if you see the diagram, acceleration, this is velocity and this is acceleration. Acceleration curve it is, which one it is suitable? Option 3. Let's stop it. Now, a particle is executing simple harmonic motion along a straight line. Its velocity is at a distance x1 and x2, and from it the mean positions are v1 and v2. So, they are having the displacement. When particle it is executing the simple harmonic motion, it is having at a displacement x1 and x2. These are having it is the velocities are v1 and v2. Then we have to calculate what is the time period of the pendulum. So he given the four options time period of the pendulum. In this one, which one it is the correct, we have to select it. First one, he given it is in the numerical problem only particularly mentioned the relation between the displacement and velocity. From this one only we have to take the derivation. Means displacement velocity equation, when you coming to here, v is equal to a cos omega t and v is equal to omega under root of a square minus y square. Means for your understanding I am writing here equations are displacement y is equal to a sin omega t, displacement y is equal to a sin omega t. If I differentiate this equation, v is equal to dy by dt, and what about a omega cos omega t, then v is equal to a omega under root of, what you can write, cos omega t means 1 minus sin square omega t. From this one we can I write like this, sin omega t is equal to, here I am taking this side, y by a. Just we have to substitute here. At that moment v is equal to a omega under root of 1 minus sin omega t is equal to y by a. Then square is there, y square by a square. Then v is equal to a omega under root of a square minus y square divided by a square. Then if I taken from the root, we can get it is v is equal to a omega under root of a square minus y square divided by a. Both a get cancelled. V is equal to omega under root of a square minus y square. This is the equation. V is equal to omega under root of a square minus y square. But in the problem they given it is x, but we have it is y. So instead of the y we have to write it is the x. That only I am writing. Velocity is equal to, what we are writing it is, instead of the y, just instead of the y I am writing it is x. So velocity is equal to omega under root of a square minus x square. First one, velocity v1 means what about the displacement is x1. v1 is equal to omega under root of a square minus x1 square, and v2 is equal to, okay, v2 is equal to, what you can write, v2 is equal, velocity is v2, what about the displacement is x2. So v2 is equal to omega under root of a square minus x2 square. Now squaring on both sides, if you solve it, what you can get, v1 square is equal to, here omega square will come and square root will be get cancelled. Now what I am doing, just multiplying directly omega square a square minus omega square x1 square. I multiply, square get cancelled and I multiply with the two quantities. Here also v2 square is equal to omega square a square minus and omega square x2 square. This is equation number 1 and it is equation number 2. Now this is no need now for us. Equation 1 minus equation 2. Equation 1 minus equation 2, if I take v1 square minus v2 square is equal to, v1 square minus v2 square is equal to omega square a square minus omega square x1 square, and this one minus omega square a square. Here minus of minus is the plus. So plus omega square x2 square. See, in this situation, omega square a square, omega square a square get cancelled. What you can write here? v1 square minus v2 square is equal to, first one I am writing plus omega square x2 square minus this one I am writing omega square x1 square. What you can take common in this one? We can take common, it is omega square. Omega square if I take common, x2 square minus x1 square. Then this part if I take in this side comes to denominator, divided by x2 square minus x1 square is equal to omega square. The square value if I take in this side, it nothing but comes to root. Next, omega is equal to, what is the formula we have? It is 2 pi by time period relation we know it. So t is equal to 2 pi by omega. This omega value we have to substitute here. Then we can get the final equation. T is equal to 2 pi, this 2 pi, omega means this one. I am writing under root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by x2 square minus x1 square. This is denominator, so goes to numerator. T is equal to, first I am writing this one 2 pi under root of x2 square minus x1 square whole divided by v1 square minus v2 square. This is the final equation. So what is the formula here? x2 square minus x1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. So option it is 4. Okay. These two are same. A particle, third problem, it is also AIPMT 2015 question. 2015 one it is also. A particle is executing simple harmonic motion. Its maximum acceleration is alpha. First given, particle is executing simple harmonic motion, maximum acceleration is alpha. Now coming to our formulas, maximum acceleration, see here acceleration is equal to minus omega square y, but maximum acceleration is equal to minus omega square a. So maximum acceleration is nothing but a minus omega square a. Magnitude if I have written, what you can write? A maximum is equal to omega square a. It is minus, but magnitude of the acceleration I am writing. Next one, maximum velocity is b, beta. Maximum velocity means velocity equation, just now only we derived omega under root of a square minus y square. So maximum velocity means here displacement will become 0. At that time we can get a omega. So maximum velocity is equal to a omega. We have this maximum velocity is equal to a omega. Now in this situation we have to write it is, we have to calculate what is the time period. In this one, to find out the time period, maximum acceleration is equal to what they given, it is beta. Maximum acceleration is equal to, they given as a beta, and maximum velocity is equal to maximum acceleration they given as a alpha, maximum velocity they given as a beta. So it is equation number 1 and equation number 2, and equation 1 divided by equation 2 if I taken, what we can write? Omega square a divided by omega into a is equal to alpha divided by beta. Just divided by these two equations. At that time a get cancelled, omega get cancelled. What are the remaining here? Omega is equal to alpha by beta. Then omega is equal to, what is the time period equation? Omega is equal to 2 pi by t. That is equal to alpha by beta. Then time period we need it. So t is equal to, this t I am taking this side, alpha by beta I am taking this side. At that moment beta comes to numerator, alpha comes to denominator. When I taken this t is that side. Now for your understanding I will write here only t I taken that side, 2 pi beta I am taking here, divided by alpha will come here. So time period is equal to 2 pi beta divided by alpha. See here option 1 it is. So we have to remember maximum acceleration, maximum velocity. Maximum acceleration, when simple pendulum it is executing the simple harmonic motion, where it can have the maximum acceleration. Maximum acceleration means when particle it is executing simple harmonic motion at extreme position. This is extreme position and it is mean position. At extreme position acceleration is maximum, velocity is minimum. At mean position velocity is maximum, acceleration is minimum. So we have to keep remember like this. Now Neet 2016 problem. Here a body of mass m is attached to a lower end of the spring. Now a body is attached to the lower end of the spring. Now I am taking one mass of the body is m. It is attached to the lower end of the spring. This is lower end of the spring and it is upper end of the spring. And the upper end is fixed. Now the upper end of the spring it is fixed. The spring has negligible mass. Here mass of the spring it is negligible. We are not going to consider the mass of the spring. Before completing this one, if you consider the mass of the spring, if you not consider the mass of the spring, what is the time period equation means? The time period equation it is T is equal to 2 pi under root of m by k. If you not consider the mass of the spring, here m is nothing but a mass of the block. If you consider the mass of the spring, time period is equal to 2 pi under root of small m divided by ms divided by 3 whole divided by k. Here two formulas. This ms is nothing but a mass of the spring. So when you consider the mass of the spring, we have to use the time period this equation. If you not consider the mass of the spring, we have to consider this equation. I will show these formulas here also. See here, when you consider the mass of the spring, 2 pi under root of m by k. If you not consider the mass of the spring, this is the formula. And if you consider the mass of the spring, this is the formula. This one only I have written here. Okay. Coming to here now. Negligible mass, and when the mass is slightly pulled down and released, means the mass is pulled down like this and released. At that time, it is execute the harmonic motion, vertical oscillations like this, isn't it? So while it is executing the simple harmonic motion, oscillate with a time period it is the 3 seconds. He mentioned it is when it is pulled down and released, it is oscillating with a time period 3 seconds. So he given it is time period t is equal to 3 seconds. First, when mass is increased by 1 kg. Now next one it is first initially mass is equal to m. Now mass is increased by 1 kg means that is m plus 1. Now mass is increased by 1 plus m plus 1, that is 1 kg. Next one, the time period becomes 5 seconds. Where it is mass is m, time period is equal to 3 seconds. Now mass is m plus 1, time period is equal to 5 seconds they mention. This is t1 I am considering, this is t2 I am considering. Now what we have to calculate? Then mass of the block is equal to how much? Then mass of the block is equal to how much? We know formula. What is the formula we have to use? T is equal to 2 pi under root of m by k. This is the formula because negligible mass of the spring. First substitute those values. First when time period is 3 seconds, t 3 I am writing, and 2 pi under root of mass m1 is equal to m divided by spring constant. He did not discuss about the spring constant. When you are there in how much load, the spring constant is the constant here. So that's why k is the same. Is equation number 1. Second one, t2 means 5 seconds. Time period I am substituting it is the 5 seconds. That is equal to 2 pi under root of. Now mass is equal to how much? M plus 1. that is m plus 1 divided by k, that is equation number 2. Now equation 1 divided by equation 2, if I take it, equation 1 divided by equation 2, 3 divided by 5 is equal to, what you can write, 2 pi under root of m by k whole divided by 2 pi under root of m plus 1 divided by k. Here 2 pi get cancelled, root k get cancelled. What are the remaining here? Under root of, total root I am writing m divided by m plus 1. These are cancelled. 2 pi get cancelled, root k get cancelled. Here root m is remaining and here it is root m plus 1, it is remaining. Equal to 3 by 5. To remove the root, just squaring on both sides. Squaring on the both side means we can write 3 divided by 5 whole square is equal to m by m plus 1. So here square and root get cancelled. Here this one equation we can write as a 9 divided by 25 is equal to m divided by m plus 1. Then do cross product. 9 into m, 9m, 9 into 1, it is 9, that is equal to 25 into m. 9m take that side. So 9 is equal to 25m minus 9m, that is equal to 16m. Then 9 by 16 is equal to m. What about the mass of the body is equal to 9 by 16. So option 1. So mass of the body it is 9 by 16. You have to remember everyone. First time period they mentioned. When mass of the body it is m, the time period is equal to, he given something. Then mass is increased by, means we have to write like this. So how much mass is increased means, for your understanding, sometimes they gives like this also. This is m1 body. At that time period is equal to, we have to write t1 is equal to 2 pi under root of m1 divided by k. Now another block it is placed on this block. The mass of the block it is m2. Now what is the total mass? m1 plus m2. So t2 is equal. Now the time period will be changed. So t2 is equal to 2 pi under root of m1 plus m2 divided by k. See here, that only I have written. m1 means m, m2 means here m plus 1 means m1 plus m2. Here in the problem they mentioned it is increased by 1 kg, but I am taking it is one more block it is placed on the first block, means we can write m1 plus m2. Otherwise how much mass is added like this also you can write. So whenever they given the problem you have to do like this only. Sixteen completed na just now? 16 completed. Now a particle executes linear simple harmonic motion with an amplitude of 3 cm. Now a particle it is executing simple harmonic motion. At that moment it is having the amplitude is 3 cm. He given A is equal to 3 cm. A is equal to 3 cm. When the particle is at 2 cm from its mean position, when particle is at 2 cm from its mean position, means for example, for your understanding I am telling you, when particle it is executing like this, he is saying it is a linear. Linear means the particle it is oscillating like this, you can take. That is better. The particle it is oscillating like this. When particle it is oscillating like this is mean position O and it is extreme position. Now the particle position it is at point P. From the mean position to particle position distance is the, he given as a 2 cm. When particle it is executing linear oscillations like this, left and right. O is the mean position, E is the extreme position. Now the particle is at point P at a distance 2 cm from its mean position. So displacement they given. X is equal to Y is equal to whatever you can write it is. That is the 2 cm. Then the magnitude of its velocity is equal to its acceleration. He given the problem it is magnitude of velocity is equal to magnitude of acceleration. At that moment what is the time period? At that moment What is the time period? We have to calculate it. So magnitude of velocity, magnitude of acceleration, we already know it, that all we already derived also. Here velocity equation, v is equal to a omega cos omega t, and acceleration is equal to minus omega square y. So here y is equal to also we derived earlier only. That equations I want to write here, directly I am writing. First one, velocity equal to a omega cos omega t. In previous problem, I think so 2015 or 2015 problem, we derived this equation from displacement to velocity, velocity to acceleration we derived. So directly I am writing again. I am not deriving just now only. We derived that equation. So v is equal to a omega cos omega t. Otherwise, if you have doubt, I will write that step also, no problem here. Y is equal to, what is the equation? A sin omega t, displacement equation. And velocity v is equal to, what we can write? dy by dt. dy by dt is equal to a omega cos omega t. Then acceleration, a is equal to dv divided by dt is equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. These are velocity equation and acceleration. These two are equating, he is telling. Okay, we can write first one, first equation, y is equal to 2 centimeters and a is equal to 3 centimeter, that is equal to sin omega t. From this one you can write as a sin omega t is equal to 2 by 3. Then after velocity equation, v is equal to a omega cos omega t. A omega cos omega t. So magnitude of, he is saying, so magnitude I written, a is equal to, they given as a 3 centimeter, omega value we don't know, omega value. So omega cos omega t value, do you know or not? If you don't know, you have to write like this, 1 minus sin square omega t. Cos omega t I am writing like this. At that moment 3 omega, 1 minus sin square omega t is equal to 2 by 3 whole square. That is equal to 3 omega under root of, what you can, 4 by 9. 4 by 9 means you can write 9 minus 4, that is equation 5 by 9, that is equal to 3 omega root 5 divided by 3. 3 get cancelled. We can get omega root 5. Velocity, magnitude of velocity v is equal to omega root 5. Then acceleration. Acceleration is equal to, a is equal to minus a omega square sin omega t. Okay. A is equal to modulus, magnitude, they given magnitude. So that's why magnitude I am writing a omega square sin omega t. Here what is the a equation? A equal to, they given 3 omega square sin omega t is equal to 2 by 3. Here 3 get cancelled. Omega square 2. See here, this is for your understanding 1 and this is 2 and this one it is 3. He is telling magnitude of velocity equal to acceleration. So velocity equal to acceleration. Here velocity is this one, acceleration is this one. So if you equate these two, omega root 5 is equal to omega square 2. Omega square, omega here get cancelled. 2 if I taken, root 5 divided by 2. Omega means 2 pi by t. Then t x in here. T I am taking this side. Root 5 by 2 I am taking that side. So 2 pi 2 divided by root 5. That is equal to 4 pi by root 5. 4 pi by root 5. Option 3. 4 pi by root 5. Option 3. Now, Neet 2018 problem. A pendulum is hanging from the roof of sufficiently high building and is moving freely to and fro like simple harmonic motion. Acceleration is, he given it is, acceleration A is equal to 20 meter per second square at a distance. At a distance means y is equal to 5 meters at a distance is y is equal to 5 meters from the mean position. The time period of the oscillation, he is asking it is time period of the oscillation. What is the time period? T is equal to, okay. In this problem, if you observe, he did not give the amplitude, just he given displacement of the particle. For your understanding, this is the roof of the building. It is simple pendulum. Now it is to and fro motion like this. Now in this situation, acceleration of the pendulum, it is 20 meter per second square, and this is origin and this is extreme position. Now when particle it is at point P, the particle it is at a point P, means the displacement of the particle from O to P distance they given as a 5 meters. The displacement of the particle it is they given as a 5 meters. Now we have to calculate what is the time period. Is there any, how you can calculate the time period? By using of the A and Y, acceleration and Y. Coming to here, just now only also we discussed, acceleration is equal to minus omega square Y. Maximum acceleration is equal to minus omega square A. Here Y is the displacement, A is the amplitude. You have to remind this one. Remember this one. Y is the displacement and A is the amplitude. In the previous problem, they given amplitude and displacement, but here they given displacement. Now I am taking the equation. Modulus of A is equal to omega square Y. What is the A equation? 20. Omega square. What about the Y is equal 5. 5 4s are 20. So 4 is equal to, you can write as a omega square, remaining omega square, and omega root 4, that is equal to 2. So omega is equal to, we can get it is the 2. But time period we need it. Time period means 2 equation, 2 equal to omega means 2 pi by T. Then T if you are taken, T is equal to 2 to get cancelled, here 1 only. So T I am taking, T is equal to pi. T is equal to pi seconds. Where it is pi seconds? This one, option 2. T is equal to pi seconds. Simple. From this simple harmonic motion oscillation chapter, every time we are getting minimum one question, and 2016 we got it is the 2 questions. 2019 also we got it is the 2 questions in the Neet examination. And if you practice from the problem, all the problems means time period problems are very important. This because what I explained, all the problems are depends upon the only time period equation only. So more concentrate on the time period. Thank you.